needs a new villain. I think I might have found him.
Daredevil is our true public enemy.
Who are you? I'm Daredevil.
Don't make any noise. Have you seen Fisk? Big guy, bald, really loves this girl, like really loves her. Good evening, everyone. It's Nick here, and I'm speaking to you for Critical Hit Entertainment. This evening, we'll be having a look at the new Season 3 of Daredevil, which arrived a couple of days ago, and I binged that like you cannot believe over the weekend. I'm pretty sure a lot of people did. Netflix stats must be through the roof right now. That being said, I was a little bit scared that the show wasn't going to be particularly great, because Luke Cage was cancelled like a day before, and okay, although Season 2 wasn't great, it certainly wasn't terrible. Iron Fist, of course, was cancelled a few days before that, which I was surprised about because Season 2 wasn't too bad. It certainly was going in the direction we wanted it to go, so I'm quite sad about that they actually cancelled both those shows. I thought it might be a precursor to the quality of Daredevil Season 3, and I can thankfully and gratefully, guys, say it is brilliant. It is by far the best season that Marvel has put onto Netflix. The actors are all absolutely stellar in this. Charlie Cox does an extremely good job, especially when you put him against someone, not against, but opposite someone like Vincent D'Onofrio. Always get that wrong. And we also do have some regulars who return, like Karen Page and Foggy, or frankly Foggy. And yeah, they're actually pretty good in this. Season 2, they didn't have much agency. They didn't do much for the storyline. In this, I think they do a lot better. They actually have impact on the story. Okay, maybe Foggy's a bit irritating at the beginning, but certainly towards the end, he actually has a good role and a big role in this. Karen, she has a huge role in this, which is nice because there's not really that many opportunities for strong female characters in this. Other than a few that I don't want to really go into because it might be spoiler territory. But she's once again there. She even gets half of her own episode, which certainly fleshes out the character. But to be completely honest, and to also fear the sort of wrath of people out there, I didn't think it was necessary. It felt a little shoehorned in, that maybe they put it there because it's such a male-centric show, with a few exceptions, of course. It's certainly nothing like Luke Cage last season and the season before that, and it certainly isn't anything like even Iron Fist. I mean, you have a main protagonist there who is a female, you know. So in this, it is definitely weighted towards the male demographic as far as the actors in it. We do have, as I say, certain females who appear in it. Some are very strong, and I think that's what Karen's role is certainly being pushed out over here. That being said, I really did enjoy her episode because it certainly does shine a lot on her background. It's very interesting and very well made and very well shot too. She's a great actress. You can see she has certainly grown from her time on this, you know, a show like True Blood, where, you know, running around. So she was great in that. But like I said, I just felt it was a little bit outside of what I was expecting from it, from Daredevil. That being said, let's move over to the actual plot. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen from trailers that we have Bullseye, who is played by Wilson Bethel, who is Benjamin Dex Poindexter. And of course, this is the sort of creation of his persona, Bullseye. Now, I know nothing about the character. One thing I can say is that he's absolutely brilliant. The actor nails this sort of fractured, broken, almost Dexter psychosis that he suffers from. And again, I'm not going to go too much into that, but he really is an interesting character. He would be a brilliant antagonist by himself, to be completely honest with you. Just like we have Fisk, you know, he's there. He's enough for 10 baddies. That guy is not only a physical embodiment of malice and sort of malevolence, but he also manages to capture sort of the sympathy side of things. So he really is a well-rounded baddie in the Marvel Universe. Quite frankly, I think he is the best baddie. Thanos comes shortly after him, but he definitely has more dimensions than a CGI-rendered character. And I've always enjoyed the work of D'Onofrio. So yeah, we have brilliant acting over here. We have a pretty damn solid story too. few hiccups along the way, which we luckily don't suffer the usual malaise of a Marvel series on Netflix, where it goes, sort of 2/3 is really great, and then it slows and things have drawn out. Now, the last Iron Fist season was only 10 episodes, this is 13 episodes, and I'm really glad it was 13. It certainly didn't feel like 13 episodes. There's a lot of things that happen in the last act, last third, that certainly move along the story, not only of our best, of our main protagonist, Daredevil, but it fleshes him out as a character too. Did you know that he's Catholic, the character? You're going to certainly know that after season 3, let's put it that way. Of course, Daredevil has always been ahead of his peers as far as its action is concerned, and they certainly have excelled in season 3. Season 1 and 2, season 1 I think was a 3-minute or 2.5-minute scene where he kicks the crap out of people. It was actually broken up into different shots, so it wasn't just one long shot. In season 3 they have 11 minutes and 57 seconds, one single take. The directors or at least the people putting it together were not sure if they were going to be able to do that, because apparently they had to close set for an entire day. It was filmed over 12 hours. Apparently Charlie Cox actually filmed 80% of it himself. There is 1 or 2 moments in it where you can see, or at least if you know a little bit about film, where they do a switcheroony or Texas switch or from the character to his stunt double. But it is absolutely brilliant, and I love long shots. It always draws me in, and I end up sort of missing the action so much that I actually watched it 5 times the first time. I just kept rewinding it and rewinding it and rewinding it. It's just that well done. So Charlie, fucking good acting, mate. For somebody who's not like a veteran-trained martial arts superstar, he certainly delivers. Alongside him, as a sort of new character in here, is Jay Ali, who plays Raul Nadim, or Ray, who is an investigator into, well, all the shit that's happening around him. And at first, he sort of starts out as a very strong character, don't get me wrong, but you kind of wonder why so much focus is put on him. And I'm really glad that what would usually happen in other series, perhaps like Luke Cage or even Iron Fist, that this character's role would just peter out, and you'd be like, well, why did they invest so much time in him? Luckily, his actual role does sort of come to a sort of a big thing, and I think he's a great actor as well. As I said, all of these guys are really, really good. I don't want to go too much into Charlie's or Daredevil's growth in this, because I think there's quite a big part of this. I think the season certainly focuses on past trouble and past trauma with all the characters, as a matter of fact, from Foggy to even Karen. So yeah, and of course we still have our Fisk, as I mentioned earlier, who is suffering from, I don't know, I mean, the guy is angry as sin, and you find out why and what made him. He's still very much in love with that lady who is in this again. She comes back. And he certainly, well, he plays a very, very great role with the, yes, like I say, not only the anger and stuff that he is able to show, but it's hidden underneath him. I mean, it's not, it's there, it's boiling the whole time. I don't want to say too much because it's, but he's just really, really good. And one of my friends, Avo, thanks Avo, I thought you were sending us a spoiler there, but one of my friends nailed it on the head. He is a show stealer. He really is. Fisk has always been. If you put him in front of the camera, he chews up the scenery. He gets certainly the best writing, and even with very little lines in a scene, the actor Vincent, I mean, he just knows how to really exude this absolute brilliant, very, very clever guy. And like I say, in the story, you see a lot of dimension in him. You see him from being very vulnerable to him being on his A game. Same with Charlie. With Daredevil. He sports his old, uniform, the black mask and whatnot, for very good reasons. But it's actually, I always liked that suit, to be honest with you. And also cosplayers must love it. It's very easy. Come on, it is easy, all right? Although I think he does change it up with binding his hands in some, I think it was Tai Chi. No, not Tai Chi. I don't know, some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu form of martial arts that he sort of adopts in this for particular reasons. So let's get down to the scoring. I'm pretty sure that Coben will give a lot more of a comic book perspective. As I say, I've always been the guy who's outside of this. I just watch it for the enjoyment. I'm going to whack this with an 8.5 out of 10. By far the best of all of them. I'm really hoping we're going to see more of this next year, though that is when Disney starts its own streaming channel. So yeah, I'll be quite gutted if they don't bring it back. So please do have a watch. Let me know what you think. I know a lot of you guys are going to love it. I really, really do. Just as I said, as actually one of my mates, Trevor, said, the first 1 or 2 episodes are a little bit slow. Bear with it. I mean, as I say, if someone has a building land in their head, they're going to have to sort of cover that story before they move on to the actual plot of the series. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Catch you guys very soon.